Okay. So, yeah. I don't like Andrew Tate at all. I think he should be in jail. And anytime I say that his arrest doesn't add up, I'm told that I'm an Andrew Tate fanboy and that I'm dick riding. But the thing is, no one deserves to be thrown in jail over false charges, and especially if you can't prove that said charges are true. Like, I don't give a shit. If you're thrown in jail for something that hasn't been proven, and there's shit like this out there, then, yeah. So I did some digging, and I found this guy, Gary the Numbers Guy GG33. I found this guy on the internet after doing a little bit of the old commentary digging that I used to do. I reached out to a few people and did a bit of digging on my own hands, and I found this tweet from October 22nd, 2022. This was months ago that this guy said this. He said, "My sources in law enforcement have told me Andrew Tate will be arrested end of 2022, early 2023. No matter if he's guilty or not, the Romanian government is under intense pressure from the USA/big tech to shut him down." And, yeah, how did he know? He says, "My sources in law enforcement have told me." This guy did not just pull this out of his ass. Where did he get this? Like, bro. Like, this is not just some Photoshop shit. I think I had heard something about some guy saying Andrew Tate was going to get arrested a few months ago. And I was like, whatever. But he did not just pull this out of his ass like a magic trick. I have to assume that he has some sources in law enforcement that said. It doesn't mean that they said exactly this, that whether he was guilty or not. Doesn't mean they said it, but does mean this guy has people on the inside or some shit, and he somehow, some way, got this completely correct. Because holy shit. And I mean, so when it comes to the sex trafficking charges, don't know. Like, he's been accused of that stuff several times before without anyone proving a damn thing. Again, I don't like Andrew Tate, but what the fuck? You need something real. You can't just pull fake shit out of your ass and expect me to just dick ride that and say, "Oh yeah, let's get him." No, no, no. That's injustice. That's bullshit. Like, he's a self-loathing, entitled asshole. Like, he wasn't entitled, obviously. He did build himself from the ground up. Which, cool, I guess, but either way, he's a self-loathing prick. But I cannot ignore the facts on this one. The fact is, some shit is going on. And it seems, just from what I've seen. Alright, so the logic here is, say, yeah, people go over, they record this shit for whatever the hell reason. But then it's immediately posted on social media. Just that's it. He's posted on social media immediately. I don't think that they really do that commonly unless they really want to paint him in a bad light there, which he's already in a bad enough light. But, like, what the fuck? Why would you post it online? Now, second thing we got going here is money laundering. Bro has too much money to be money laundering. He has too many legitimate businesses to be actually money laundering. And you're like, oh, where'd all this money come from? You legitimately got that shit. And he has legitimate... Like, you think they would just find this after all this goddamn time? No. Like, it's been, like, what, 8, 7 years? And they've found nothing? So, at that point, it's pretty safe to say that it wasn't how he got all the money. Money laundering was not how he got all the money. Otherwise, they would have found it by now. And if even then he's too rich at the moment, he has too many investments in legitimate businesses. So money laundering off the list. Sex trafficking, really no one knows. I want to say also unlikely, because I have seen the videos of how much women he has with him all the time. Like, damn. Like, it is not a simple thing to say on how many women I have seen Andrew Tate with online. Like, Jesus. I was doing dig and I was like, Jesus Christ, this dude actually gets women, like, 24/7 for all the shit he says. It's like, you'd think there'd be less, but still. Now, regardless, so I don't think it'd be sex trafficking, because, again, too many women. Money laundering, also highly unlikely, unless they had found it several years later, which they would have said. They would have said that already, but they haven't. Now, Andrew Tate is a fucking idiot and a dickhead. However, I cannot ignore the facts when someone, it appears to be, unlawfully arrested. Again, I say one more time. I do not like Andrew Tate. Does he belong in jail, in my opinion? Well, lawfully, no. In my opinion, yes. But it seems to me he hasn't actually done anything legitimately to go there. And one final note, people have been saying he's getting life in prison, that he's been sentenced to life in prison. Shut the fuck up. That's not how the legal system works. It can take months before you get a sentence. He was not sentenced within, like, 3 days. That is not how the legal system works. Stop spreading bullshit lies for no fucking reason. And everyone just hops on this giant dick ride because everyone hates Andrew Tate. He had a big old fucking pyramid scheme. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's a fucking idiot. But then I look at this shit and I'm like, wow. Like, wow. This is bullshit. Now, anyways, on the final note here, do I believe Andrew Tate should be arrested? Lawfully? Hell no. I do believe Andrew Tate's actually innocent. And I'm going to try and scrounge up everything I can to disprove. And if they come out with actual proof that he's not innocent, that everything's true, I'll back down and I'll say, yeah, all right, cool. So I was wrong. Cool. Andrew Tate can be in jail. I don't give a fuck. But if he's really unlawfully there, then I'm going to fight to see that justice is actually served. Anyways, peace out.